Alright, so you can see I turned my table and altered the camera's position a little bit. That's so that you can get a really good view of what's going on. Now, what we're going to do first is we're going to learn how to fill the intake valves. Now, the first step on that is going to be removing the valves themselves. This is the exhaust side, this is the intake side. I'm sure you guys can see these openings. These are the 2 4 intake ports. As you can see, this one leads this way, that one leads that way, so these are the intake valves. Later on is exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust, exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust. So these 4 valves here are going to come off of the head. Let me show you how to do that. First, you take a rag. This is a little stiff because I used it for my last casting. But you're going to take it and you're going to set it up underneath the valve itself and just lay the head down on it. What that does is puts back pressure on the valve so that when you remove the retainer spring, then it'll come out easier. Now, you simply take, this is a valve spring compressor, and you use this to take the valves out. So here's how it goes. Try not to block the view too much. You just put it in there at the lowest part of the valve you can reach. You set this piece here. Let me show you. This part grabs the spring. This part sits on top of the retainer at the very top of the valve. It'll go like this. So I'm blocking the view, aren't I? But it's a little difficult. You just got to work it. So you get these in position at the bottom first. Then you position the top piece. You can do it with 2 hands. And what you'll get when you got caught is just like that. So now these come with a little rod. These also have a 3/8 inch diameter, 3/8 inch square receiver for your 3/8 inch drive ratchet, which makes the work a whole lot faster. So we're going to start by compressing the valve spring, excuse me, just like that. Now you'll have, since I'm holding up the valve from the bottom, what you do is once you get it up there, you just take and turn it and push it, and you'll see this come out. Now there's an additional really important tool that you'll find very helpful to have, and I always stick it up under my table, and that is a mag tool, because these receivers, these retainer clips, they come out by just putting the magnet in there on them. So you want to keep your valves together. I'm just going to spin this around. The retainer spins with it. And then when I get to the right angle, I just lean the valve that way. And if I can just pull it out of there. See here, there we go. Okay, and there's the second one out. Okay, now you've removed the valve spring retainers. I'm going to walk up a little closer to the camera so you can see these. These are actually cone shaped. You can look at the side and see they're cone shaped. So that there's a little raised part here that catches in an indentation inside the valve, which I'll show you a little closer in just a minute. Okay, now once you've got the retainers out, all you got to do, actually it's better to loosen this up because I did this the other day on my other head, and when I took it off of the valve, the spring popped off. And as a result, well, I had to go chasing the valve spring twice. Now, then with the intake valves, these have a cap. This is the spring. There's 2 springs in it actually, an internal and an external. And there's the valve cap, and there is the retainer of which we're speaking. All right, so now you can see that valve there, and these retainers will sit right here. Now, at the bottom of each valve, you'll see a rubber boot. Actually, there's a rubber seal up here. I'm going to pull it off and show you how tiny it is. These are new, so they're very flexible. All right, this is a brand new head job. So put that valve rubber band there, and then you reach down here and grab the rubber boot, and you just lift it off. This is the same process if you need to replace your valve seals. Okay, this is what this is, a valve seal. Now once you've got that spring off, you're ready to take a look at the bottom side of the head. So you roll it, and then all you got to do is take and push the valve out just like that. Now, if you wanted to take the opportunity to lap your valves when you do this, that's fine. Get some rubbing compound and just put it in between the valve seats and just put it in your drill and spin it in place and just pull it up. That's the simplest way to do it, and it can be done in your own shop. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera off, and I'm going to remove the other 3 springs, and then we'll go to the next step, which is preparing for your casting.